Alright folks, welcome to our next little adventure. We're down here in a heat wave in the Fort Worth Stockyards. We're down here for one reason, so if you're a fan of Yellowstone, certainly you're a fan of the prequel series of 1883. We're going to do some of the locations that were featured in the first episode, all right down here in the stockyard. So, as you can tell, it's hot. My shirt's wet, my face is shiny. But I'm going to do this anyway and get through it before I have a heat stroke. So let's head out and come join us. Alright, you're looking straight away. Down at the bottom is the start of the Fort Worth Stockyards, but you'll see in this picture, this is where they're transforming this whole area into 1883, putting dirt on the road. You notice that little tower in the background and the American flag. Obviously that was all CGI'd out, but yeah. Now, like I said, if you're not familiar with 1883, it's a prequel to Yellowstone. The show is primarily filmed here in Texas, but also in later parts of the season. It's filmed up in Montana as well. Now the cast made up of a couple of country music stars. Faith Hill, she played Margaret Dutton. Tim McGraw, James Dutton. And also had Sam Elliott. Now when you see the Fort Worth Stockyards for the first time, the camera kind of pans up from here. You're going to see that building right there in the background. You see that ladder. Obviously that was all dressed up. And it was a red building. That's where the hookers hung out. Or I don't know what you called them back in the 1800s. Harlots? I don't know. But anyway, you're going to see Tim McGraw come down that road. And he's going to make himself a left-hand turn. Come down this road right here in his little carriage. Or stagecoach, I guess that's what you call them. Now, one of the times we first see Tim McGraw's character, he plays James Dutton. You'll see him come around that corner right there. Those buildings right there all had a facade in front of it. It's coming around this area right here, past this hotel, pulled right into that livery stable right there. Now that's actually the Tattoo Ranch. It was transformed into the exterior of the livery. A little background on that building right there, the Tattoo Ranch. Yes, was transformed into the exterior of the livery. Back in the 1800s, visitors needing a place to board their horses would pay to use the livery stables. In some cases, pioneers could also purchase horses, wagons, and more. Yep, that's it, Tattoo Ranch. Right here in front of us, you're currently looking at what's called the Alps Building. Now this building currently hosts offices for several tenants. It's not open to the public, but it did serve as the location for Pinkerton's National Detective Agency. That's where Sam Elliott and his partner Thomas, they were both Pinkerton agents, and they worked right here. Now you're going to notice in the scene, you're going to see Sam Elliott leaning against that beam right there on the left-hand side, but they decked it out to be more like a cylinder shape. You'll see him walk into that door right here. But look at this. Look what's still on the window. You do prominently see that in the scene as well. Another scene right here coming out of Pinkerton. You're going to see Sam Elliott and Thomas walk right out. Again, picture, we're back in 1883. All this road, it's all dirt. You're going to see them come walking out, and you're going to see a lot of those buildings right there in the background. You're going to see too, in the scene, you're going to see a humongous courthouse to the back. Well, that actually was CGI'd here in the background. That courthouse is actually the town square in Granbury. That building you see right here in front of us, that's called the Cody Building. Now the Cody building, this doubled for the Hotel Calhoun. This is where the Dutton spent their first night here in Fort Worth. Now inside of there now is nothing but a bunch of private offices on the second story, but it's up there on the second story. That's where the hotel rooms were. That's where Claire and Elsa's hotel bedrooms, ground floor served as the hotel lobby. So yeah, they filmed up there as well. That's where Tim McGraw shot that guy coming out of his daughter's room because she was attacked in the middle of the night by a town drunk or town perv, however you want to classify it, or maybe both. But the lower level is occupied also by a place called the Rodeo Exchange. It's a cowboy-friendly nightclub. If you're interested, they do offer free dance lessons and live entertainment. Only on the weekends, though.
Oh, forget about the bath, baby. You can come find Mama like a trade.
Watch where the hell you're going. Give it back. Give what back? My wallet. I didn't take your phone.
We're over here across the street now at the Cody building. This is what stood in for the Calhoun Hotel. So you're going to see a scene. Tim McGraw's character, James, is about right here. And you can tell he's right here because if you look in the background, it's a little blurry, but you see those two windows on the building. So yeah, he was right about here on this sidewalk. And this is where somebody bumps into him and he gets pickpocketed. But as they take off, your camera kind of pans this way and you see the Calhoun Hotel on that window right there. That's when James butts that guy over the head with his rifle. He's here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And he's all out of bubble gum.
I have come here to chew bubble gum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
See this next scene here. Duttons are coming down that road. The little stagecoach pulls in right here, the front of the Calhoun Hotel. Now that building you see right there in front of us, it's where it says Rodeo Exchange. Like I said, that was the Calhoun Hotel in the show. That little building right there to the left, that's called Hooker's Grill. Now, there was no Hooker's Grill in the show. It's actually called Hooker's Grill. We went there and ate lunch, I don't know, maybe an hour or so ago, had what's known as their world famous onion burger. I do highly recommend it. Really good, juicy. And if you're a fan of onions, well, that's the burger to get. So yeah, right there, that's Hooker's. And this place was actually turned into the gambling den for 1883. Probably the most easiest of the locations to find because it's the only building down here in this part of the Fort Worth Stockyards that they kept up the facade. They thought it would look great for their business, and it does actually. We ate inside that building on the second level up there. Felt like I was back in 1883.
Yellowstone Prequel was shot right here in Cowtown, so if you watch 1883, you're going to have to look out for this place. It's a part of the show that will always be here.
If you stroll along West Exchange at the Fort Worth Stockyards, you'd never know it was here.
I couldn't have dreamt this up.
The dirt road has disappeared. The Hollywood actors are gone. But if you look closely, you just might recognize this rustic saloon. It's the center of where the Yellowstone Prequel 1883 was filmed.
We're excited to be a part of it, the restaurant, to have it in there just for some notoriety. But the fun thing for Fort Worth,
Ruth Hooker owns Hooker's Grill. She says her restaurant got a Hollywood facelift for the series. When the filming ended, she wasn't quite ready to let go.
I thought, oh, we have a true opportunity to make a go of this and make it permanent.
With the help of the city, this western facade will stay here forever. It's the only building on this road that'll keep its look from the show.
It's fun for the people to come. They can get a little bit of nostalgia through the building, as well as the food. Fried onion burger, that's our traditional Native American fry bread.
Coincidentally, some of the food she serves is featured in the series, a show where cowboy and Native American cultures collide, something that resonates deeply with her roots.
My mother is Native American, and also my dad is a quintessential cowboy. We're really lucky to have something like 1883, which celebrates both of those cultures.
Cowtown culture that city leaders like Councilmember Carlos Flores helped Ruth preserve.
We want to make sure that people know that something significant happened here.
Once a temporary show set facade, now a permanent fixture that fans of the show can admire for years to come.
This building right here in front of us, you're looking at Pearl's Dance Hall and Saloon. It's actually stood in for the White Elephant Saloon in the show. This is where Billy Bob Thornton recites his infamous line, "There's only one killer in Fort Worth, and that's me." Now, Pearl's Dance Hall and Saloon has a long history. It dates back to the 1800s. It's when Buffalo Bill Cody opened the establishment as a brothel, and he called it Hotel Pearls. And more recently, the venue served as a bar with live music, dancing, decor inspired by Buffalo Bill. But unfortunately, Pearls is not currently open to the public. But according to Wild West lore, this was the site of Fort Worth's last gunfight between the White Elephant owner Luke Short, Fort Worth Sheriff Long Hair Jim Courtright. And that's who Billy Bob Thornton played in the show. Just imagine, it's 1883, it's dark out, you go inside, you see Sam Elliott throwing back some sarsaparilla. All right, folks, this last stop taking us right into the heart of the Fort Worth Stockyards. We're down here in front of the Livestock Exchange building. And look at that, over to the right of this, we got ourselves an honest to goodness longhorn. Just sitting right there, greeting people in the heat. So what you're looking at, that's the front of the Fort Worth Stock Exchange. We're not gonna go inside. What we really wanna do is go in the back. That's where the cattle pens are. And we're gonna show you a scene, or a couple scenes, that were filmed back there in the show. Well, we made it to the back of the Exchange building, headed in to the Fort Worth herd area. You're gonna see all the pens. Look at that. Yep, there they sit. Kind of give you an overview of the cattle pens behind the Exchange right here. Oh, I might have just given away where we're headed to. You just saw the portion that was used in the show. All right, let's head up there. Now, I can't get an exact angle that was used on the show because you can't go down into the cattle pen. So, yeah, you're gonna see Sam Elliott's character right up on that walkway there. We're gonna head up there right now.
What the hell am I gonna do with these?
Sell them.
To who?
Farmers.
Farmers don't use oxen no more. They got these steam engines now that can pull a plow all day. All you gotta do is feed the furnace.
Never seen one. Neither have you. Swap me even.
I'll swap you for mules.
We need horses. These folks can't handle mules. They're well green.
Again, we're on the walkway up here above the cattle pens, and I can't get an exact shot the way it was in the show, but right here you're gonna see Thomas and Sam Elliott come walking along that way. Right towards us, right about here. And they stop out. They stop and hang out right here looking over the rails and the cattle. When Sam Elliott and Thomas are done talking, you see them head off this way, walking towards the exit of the cattle pen. And we know that they're going this way because you see that tan wall right here at the end. You're gonna see that in the background of the shot too. And one thing you'll notice in the scene here, zip it around that way, you're gonna see the background where they're standing. Well, you're not gonna see this as the background. Obviously the whole prairie that was behind them, all that country, all that land, that was all CGI'd in. Well, on the cattle pens here in the Fort Worth Stockyards, formerly it held about 100 sort of livestock, but today it sits mostly empty. I mean, you saw a few longhorns here and there scattered throughout, but it's not like it used to be where there used to be 100 in those pens behind me there. But coming up here, high above the cattle pens in this walkway, you do get an excellent view of the livestock down below. And they're just sitting there staring at me as I walk by. Here, look at them. There they sit, waiting, judging me. Very hospitable creatures, though, aren't they? All right, folks. Night has fallen. We are done. 1883 is over. Hope you enjoyed our locations. It's hot out. Even though night has fallen, it's still humid, hot, and disgusting. Really need to rethink doing videos outside in the summertime. It's pretty much unbearable. Probably should do more inside videos in the summertime here in Texas. Not sure what I was thinking today, but I did it for you guys. That's what I do. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, we'll see you next time.